The world is about to get really weird. And when this happens, most people are going to be curled up in the fetal position. But for those that pay attention to this message tonight, you're going to understand exactly what's happening. Because it is going to get really weird, really strange. People's minds might break. And what this is a quantum timeline collapse. Want to know more? All right. Let's go for a walk tonight. And I'm going to teach you all why the world is about to get really weird. Some people are going to love it, and some people won't be able to handle it. But you, Light Warrior, you're going to be a creator of a brand new reality. Hello, everyone. I am Michael, and I help guide people on the evolutionary journey. The world is about to get really weird. Really strange things are already happening. Well, what we're about to experience is a timeline collapse. Now, in quantum physics, you need to have an observer. And if you listen to everything I'm about to put out, you're going to know exactly what's about to happen in the world. Upon observation, the possibilities collapse into a definite timeline, a definite reality. When you look out in the world, you know, a lot of people, they have no clue what the truth is. Did you realize this? You might go on social media, you might go on mainstream media, and you're seeing almost like there could be two realities and you don't know which one is real. Some people are polarized one way and some people are polarized the other. But which reality is the real reality? And will a third reality actually emerge? A lot of people that have been on this journey, maybe a truth journey, and you say, you know what, I think there's something that's hidden. Maybe something happening behind the scenes. And that is the equivalent to things that happen in the subconscious. And you don't see the changes. So this lesson is about the micro and the macro. Okay, so you, the person that's getting this message, you have been changing at a subconscious level. Your frequency has been shifting. And this also happens for the world. But you got to understand, you got to understand that the world is fake. Reality is not real. Reality is a broadcasted frequency. Different possibilities. And according to your internal frequency, you will tune in to a specific broadcast, and that will be the reality that you will experience. In the world, there are two main types of people, and there's actually more of a blend, but I'm going to simplify this. There are people that are conscious. They are living from the heart space. They're operating from their soul. They're operating from a state of authenticity, and they are a creator being. And then there are people, their state of consciousness is set to NPC mode, non-playable character. And those people are not driving the change that we're about to experience. A person that's able to hold their attention, a person that's able to critically think, a person that is connected to God and doesn't edge God out, living through the ego. There's a big differentiation. Many people will not be able to handle what's about to happen. You know, you might be listening to this message and you could say to yourself, you know what, in recent times, whenever it is that you actually get this, you say to yourself, you know what, I'm starting to see people fade off my timeline or literally glitch. It's almost like it's like a different person. You know, we're seeing this across the world. Everything is a vibrational signature. And Nikola Tesla, you know, taught us best. If you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Things are about to get really weird. And the reason for this is because it is going to collapse for most people, into a definite timeline, a definite reality. And upon that moment, a lot of people, they say, you know what, I can't really see what's going on out there. I can't see, I'm not sure. But upon that moment that you see something, you can't go back from it. This happens very strongly with this very powerful word that I use. It's actually going to be the currency of the universe moving forward. Respect. And upon the moment that you maybe see something, you know, maybe it could be a person, maybe it could be a system, and once you lose total respect from it, the life force energy, the system fades away. The person loses control, all right? So your attention, your respect is the true currency. Where are you placing your attention? As the energies go high, well, what's energy? It's the ability to cause change. And focus on that word, ability. Ability to cause change. So as the energies are very high right now, you are seeing people go more and more negative, and you're also seeing people become more loving, more positive, all right? And there is a sorting that's happening. Why is this sorting happening? Why is this split happening? The reason is because it's according to the vibrational frequency. And truth cannot be put away. That's why as the shift continues, it never goes back. So if a person, you might have gone through an awakening over the course of time, you could never go back to being asleep, all right? Most people, they're running on NPC mode. They're asleep, all right? There was a movie many years ago, way ahead of its time. It's called John Carpenter's They Live. Sleep. Sleep. And most people are sleeping. And just like they had to turn that TV broadcast mind control off in that movie, a lot of people, they're worrying about that broadcast, but they're not worrying about the broadcast of God. You know, I'm out here tonight on the front line, enjoying the beautiful nature, the night that God has provided for me, beauty. Okay, beautiful energies. God is singing us the beautiful songs, the love songs. The people are tuned into static, all right? And some people, I like to give like things that people could really analyze. That's an example of that would be tuning into 432 hertz versus 440 hertz, all right? So the dissonant frequencies you could see right now in everyday life, people are getting more and more positive. You could see this in a post-2020 world where God actually gave us an opportunity, all right? And this is the journey of empowerment and self-discovery. People have been watching my journey and they've seen how I literally created new realities, timelines, improved my life physically, mentally, and spiritually. Health and wellness is improving, everything. That's the true raise your vibration. So maybe you go out on the internet and you hear this term, raise your vibration. There is actually, it's a real thing. It's not like cool vibes, bro. Everything's a vibrational signature. And the higher you vibe, the better your everyday life is going to be. But people in the world, as we see it's going to get really weird, people are malfunctioning, people are getting angry for no reason, and people are turning on superpowers, right? And I'm inspired by some of what I'm seeing out there as well. People sharing their stories of healing, stories of exceeding what has never been exceeded before, right? So these are actual superheroes already living, right? The weirdness, the strangeness is already happening. This happens every time before there is a quantum shift of timelines. So at any time, this can be studied, this video, all right? Before the quantum shift, there is something that must be crossed. It is known as the bridge of incidence. When you look out in your life, you could see it's falling apart. You could look out in the world and you could say, the world, it's getting worse, it's falling apart. I thought it's getting better. Why is it getting so scary? I'm seeing literally the opposite, and I feel like I'm in a loop. I never felt like I was in a loop before, but it's getting so intense that I could stop, and I'm conscious and aware, all right? And I'm looking and I'm experiencing and I'm seeing that reality is going in a loop. This is known as the bridge of incidence, okay? And this is gonna happen every time right before the quantum shift. This is a quantum shift for many people. So that's why it gets really weird. All right, there's all different types of people that are going on their journey. And when you see, oh my God, I was seeing something on social media, on the TV, and heck, I was tuned into a broadcast, an illusion, wasn't even real. All right, and remember that your nervous system, right, that's why they made the VR goggles. You could go out there and have fun with them. Right, you could pretend like you're on a roller coaster and you might feel certain things. Your nervous system, and you could see things, your nervous system is going to react to it just like it's real. All right, and I'm here to provide this help, because there's going to be people tuned in into stuff in the world. I'm in the fetal position right now. They're scared. Right, anytime you go through an awakening, every time you quantum shifting, right, is an actual science. All right, and if you want to learn how to quantum shift in your life and improve physically, mentally, and spiritually, you could click the subscribe button. I think maybe it's down there. Check it and see it's down there. Click that subscribe button over there, right? And you're going to get a daily video, 9 a.m. Eastern time, to help you become the greatest version of yourself. And you got to raise your vibration, and you got to have fun, and you got to laugh, and you can't take life too serious. Now, there's a time for this and a time for that. It's what my Nana taught me years ago. And sometimes we do have to dial in and focus, but the majority, 80% of the time of life, is supposed to be fun, right? So we have to have responsibility, we have to take ownership, but we also have to have fun. In the world right now, it's getting really weird, because dissonant frequencies cannot exist, right? Because they're waves. Well, what kind of waves are out there, Uncle Mike? Well, in science, they're called constructive or deconstructive interference waves. That's why when you walk into a room, right, you're having an experience, and maybe there's something in your everyday life, you could say to yourself, you know what, this raises my frequency, I feel better than I've ever been, I'm loving this. Or, maybe, and it could be people, things, or situations, and they could have been part of your life for such a long time, and all of a sudden you're feeling weird inside. It's a dissonant frequency. When you feel this, it's almost like you don't have, like you almost can't put it into words. It's such a strange feeling that you have. All right, and really it's going to be traced back to your nervous system. So your nervous system is actually playing a much bigger role in your everyday life than you were led to believe. Right, so as the world gets really strange, right, and it's going to get really weird, instead of being in fight or flight, instead of being curled up in the fetal position like many people are going to be curled up in the upcoming days, you are going to have your nervous system calm. You're going to say, you know what, I listen to Michael on our everyday lives, and I understand the quantum shift. And I know that the reality is a frequency. It ain't real, bro. Watch my video. None of this is real. None of this is real. And that's why it's going to get really weird. Because sometimes in life, we say to ourselves, this is a solid, solid structure, a solid reality. This is finite. This is definite. This is finished. Well, it's not. All right. And that's why you start to see these glitches when you start to, think about your life, and, you start to say, hey, you know what? I'm seeing things that are differently, and, certain obstacles can come in your way. There's nothing in life that could really be planned in the way that you used to think, but in life, certain things will happen that you're not in control of. But then you reorganize, and God reorganizes our life. We get situated, and then we keep moving forward, okay? Because we have to realize that we're not the only one. If you signed up, we actually signed up for Earth School, okay? And if you're part of the collective, I know there are certain people out there, they want to run off into the wilderness, I'm going to go off grid, and that's cool. You could run and hide and do that. But the people that are hearing this message, you signed up to be part of the community, to be part of the world. You're here to actually build. You're actually here to use your skills. So, when I share videos, when I share content, the content is designed to empower you. You're not waiting around for someone floating up. There's a guy, he's coming down on the unicorn, right, with the wings, right, over the rainbow to help us out and change everything. Actually, you, the person that's getting this message, you're more powerful than you were led to believe. So in the world, we're going to see something rapidly shift. And upon that, it's a timeline collapse. Because once you see one thing, it's almost like a domino effect, and it validates everything else. And everything can't put it back in the box. So once it comes out, it can't go back in the box. And that's why it's going to get really weird. That's why when this happens, it's no big deal. You're calm. But some people panic. So the people that can't see where we're headed, the people that are constantly in the loop, I'm here to tell anyone that's hearing this, this is always going to happen. It happens right now as I'm leaving this at a very wide scale. Sometimes in life, it's going to happen personally. So anyone that hears this at any time, some people will never experience the love or the change or anything in their life because it's in the reticular activating system, or your RAS. And in that reticular activating system, there is something. It's a filthy F word. Oh yeah. It's called fear. And when that reticular activating system is in the consciousness of fear, it doesn't matter. Okay, that brain is always going to go out. So that's what's happening. So anyone that says, you know what, I go out on social media, I see all these things, and I see one thing and another thing, and I don't know which one is real. That's why you are programmed according. People are going to go to a fear, and people are going to go towards unconditional love. So I'm here to guide you on your evolutionary journey. If this message resonates with you and you're not going to be scared, and you know it's going to get really strange, you know it's going to get really weird, I appreciate it if you hit the like button. It allows others to get this message and take the journey here by clicking subscribe and showing up every day. And over the course of time, if you're able to hold your attention, that's actually a superpower. We're talking about superheroes, right? In the modern world, people can't hold their attention, right? And if you are able to, you're not, squirrel, right? If you're not programmed to fear, which is actually from ancient times, is from survival, that's going to help catapult you into the fifth dimension. So I love you all. This is the journey of self-discovery and remembering. Oh yeah, baby. Remember who you are. Remember the power that you possess. And remember, we cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious that the world is going to get real weird, but you are going to be rising up higher than ever before. Use this to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Life is so much better when we are all together. If you find this message inspiring or know someone that could benefit from it, please share this message. Dear ones, I am Michael. Find us in the fifth dimension. Have a wonderful day living your everyday life. The whole world could collapse, but the world ain't real. We actually ended it already. And I told you guys, it happens energetically before it manifests physically. And every person that took this journey, now you know that you can collapse a timeline and change the world, change the reality. I love you all. I am the defender of our everyday lives. Victory of the light.